Hi, it's Enzo here, and welcome to this week's blog that's dedicated to the drivers that are struggling right now. I think you'll agree that as a driver, it's your worst nightmare. When you start a season with all that motivation, you have your sponsors in place, the team you want, the right car that you asked for, the scene is set for you to have a big year. Only to find out that when you get to the first race weekend, it all falls flat on its face. You start with your sights set straight upwards into the sky, only to be looking down when you leave the track. Often when this happens, it moves and bleeds into the next race weekend, so you then again underachieve. Then you start to get desperate, you start to make mistakes on the track, you have quote-unquote bad luck, things just don't go your way. This, my friends, is a racing driver's equivalent to hell. It feels like a nasty, dark place to be, and it doesn't seem to be any escape. I will say this though. Most struggling drivers do have some high points in the season. Usually mid-season they start to get their head around things, they start to relax more, and the results start to improve. Very good. But guess what? It's the end of the season now. It's too late. And that's what this week's blog's all about. It's to take action now before the rot sets in. Now if this sounds like you, then it's time to hit the emergency button. I don't mean panic here. It's not panic time, it's action time. Make today your turning point. Make today the start of your quest of sorting things out in the most aggressive way as you possibly can. Due to the way things are working nowadays in motorsport, you don't get much time to shine. It's like audition time. You need to perform on demand and straight away. There's 16-year-olds coming up now, as you know, and they do their first year of racing and they go straight to F1. How the hell can you compete with that? Well, one major way is to not spend too much time struggling. If you're spending a long time in 10th position, 12th position, 5th position, whatever it is, and you're seen as a mediocre driver from the outside, believe me, you're not going anywhere. Far too many drivers are so laid back. They think, I'll be okay, I'll still get a professional drive, it's still my goal to have a career in motorsport, even though I'm finishing in 7th and 8th positions all the time. You got no chance. Why the hell would a manufacturer put you in their car if you're not really the top driver? If you're not seen as somebody who's worth backing? You got to turn heads in this industry. And if you're hardly on the podium, then you are going nowhere. Okay, you'll find an exception now and then where a mediocre driver's got into a very professional race seat, but it won't be as it seems from the outside. They'll be bringing a ton of money, and that's not sustainable. On the flip side, speed and results are very attractive to a manufacturer. If you're the sort of driver that's professional on the outside and winning on the track, you have got a career. Congratulations, it's done. But if at the moment you're not showing that capability, you're not giving people belief in you, then you better act fast. This is worrying. Don't just turn up and settle for 8th. Don't just turn up and settle for 4th. You've got to make huge waves in this industry in order to get a chance. And if that's not happening, if you're failing in front of all these people, then you're finished. You're just putting off the inevitable. It's coming. The end is coming, and it's going to come in a shock. Then you won't know what to do with your life. You've got to treat these lousy results that you've just achieved as a huge wake-up call. There's no escaping it. You've got to get your butt into gear right now. It may seem like it's far away. Don't worry, Enzo, I've got next year sorted. It's okay. But it isn't like that. Before you know it, the opportunity shuts. The business that's paying for your driving doesn't quite have a good year. Your results are low. They're not getting the emotional feedback they used to, so they pull the plug. Even if it's a parent, they might pull the plug. So you've got to jump on this now. You've got to hit that emergency button and get a move on. So let's do this. Let's take some strategies taken from people that have really achieved a lot in their lives. This is from business, this is from sport, and it's a general success philosophy, the formula, if you like, of how to turn things round. Step 1 is expose. You have got to get very clear on what the problem is here. If your driving sucks, if your skill set is not good enough, then face up to it. Don't hide from it. Don't try and say, I got traffic, when really deep down, you know that you're not good in fast corners. You know that you're not good in the wet. You know that you're not good in slow corners. Whatever it is, expose what the true problem is. Even if you don't know, if you just investigate it every single day until you come up with the truth, then do it. It's really important. This is an ego-driven sport where a lot of its athletes, drivers, should we say, don't admit what the true problem is. They can't. They don't want to face it. Well, don't you be a driver like that. You don't want to think in that way. You want to find out the truth, improve it, and move on. Simple. If you only do that alone, you're there. But first of all, step 1 is get truthful with yourself, expose, become an explorer, and find out what the hell is the problem. Step 2, really important, which I've probably started to do now, is get disgusted with it. Get absolutely distraught with your current affairs and where you are. Don't settle for it. Amp it up by saying, if I carry on like this, in 1 year, I will be X, whatever it is. Make it distasteful. Make it a future that you would cry about. What will happen if I carry on like this? The worst case scenario, 1, 2, 3, 4 years time. List it out and fire up that, oh my God, what am I going to do if it does this? This is called motivation. This is called facing reality of what could happen to you if you don't book your ideas up. And on the flip side, what will happen if you do make an improvement in your driving? If you do make an improvement in your results? If I do act in a better way every single day to improve? What could happen then in 1 year, 2 year, 3 year, 4 years? Write that out on the other side. So you've got the carrot and the stick. You know what will happen if you don't improve straight away, and you know what happens if you do. So get clear on what it is, and then get disgusted with what happens if you don't improve. Then it's playtime. Step 3 is find the best solution. You've got now a list of the things that you need to improve, prioritized. You know what must be done now, and you know why. That's good. Now we need to find out how. How do I improve this certain section of my driving? How do I improve this certain section of my personality? You know you can do a whole host of things here. You can read books, you can watch tutorials, you can talk to your engineer, you can talk to people who have been in the same situation, you can get a coach, you can do all sorts on the solution side. That's actually the easy part. So you find the best solution and you do it, which leads us into step 4, where you evaluate if it's working or not. Give it some time. See if it's working. Have I improved in this area by doing this solution? Yes or no? If you have, carry on. Amp it up. If you haven't, then change something. Try something different. Talk to new people. And as you can imagine, this process never ends. If you're the type of driver that's dedicated to improving all the time, which you should be if you want to be a true champion, then this 4-step success strategy just keeps going. Because you'll always find something to improve. You'll step up to a new category, so you've got to expose your weaknesses for that category. Then you get very clear on why you need to improve. Then you get the best solution for that challenge. Then you do it and evaluate if it works. Do not ever give up on these 4 steps, and you will get what you want. As a final word, I just want to remind you that this is all about you and your work ethic. No one is going to improve you if you just sit back. You're the one that's got to instigate everything. You run the show. No one else. No one else cares about your driving as much as you do. Well, hopefully, you should care about it more than anyone. But they're not going to act. They've got their own stuff to sort out in life. Even your manager that's giving everything seemingly to you, he's still got the boiler breaking at home. He's still got the missus that shouted him on the phone. You're the one that leads everything. Your actions have got to outweigh everybody else on your personal team. And in making sure that you're the best you can be is all you need to be. In all the areas, that's all you focus on. But you can't let up. You can't have a lazy day. You've got to keep this going. Be truthful. Know exactly what the problem is. Know why you need to improve it. Find the best solution and evaluate if it works. Now, I want you to impress the pants off people at the next race weekend because they can see that you're a different person. Aim for that. Aim for people's feedback to be, wow, you've changed. You're doing better now. And I promise you'll get addicted to this. This 4-step system will be part of your life forever. Now get out there, give it everything you've got, and let me know how it goes. Good luck.